Hi guys, welcome to Nightlink. This is your host Alex. Today, instead of doing individual updates, because of my busy schedules, I'm just gonna do a overall update on my collections. So let's start off right now. As you can see over here, the Chinese perfume tree, Aglaya odorata, is doing really well out here. You see those new light green leaves coming out. And I also decided to use some tea bags in there just for fun. I heard that tea bags provide a lot of nitrogens. These are all organic tea bags, by the way. And then over here is the jasmine cutting. I don't know what this one is. There's some grass and stuff, random stuff flying in here. I don't know if you remember quite a few videos back, when I did the pruning on jasmine made of New Orleans, I just stuck some of the cuttings in here, and they have been doing really well. Well, in a way, in the high heat, they don't grow. So right now, the weather's kind of calmed down a little bit. You can see that some of the new shoots are coming up. So I think for my experiment, so most of the time, the reason you want to bring the cutting into the shade is to give them a more cooler time to grow the new shoots, because I put this one out on the all full sun, so they haven't grown much, and right now they start growing because the weather is getting a little cooler. So right now at Texas is around 70 to 80, maybe sometime 90s. Okay, and now back to the mother plant, jasmine made of New Orleans. As you can see, I don't know how many blooms has it been. I still need to prune this afterward. You can see there's so many flower buds on here, new flower. And also, I haven't used the bloom booster for this week yet. So usually I do it every other week, just a little bit, not too much. So as you can see, it's very healthy, and the leaves are very, very good. This is probably the wind damage. A couple nights ago, there was a huge wind. Now, talking about huge wind, we're coming over here to white champaga, everyone's favorite. As you can see, the white champaga has been falling over quite a few times. It fell over, I think 3 or 4 times. So some of the branches got damaged. Like for this one, you can tell the branch inside is broken, so the leaves are dead. So you see the pruner here. I'm going to, after this video, I'm going to go ahead and prune the whole entire collection, just tidy up. And it also for white champaga, as you can see, it fell over. The stakes and stuff I put on the side to support it was broken, was pushed back, so it doesn't work too well. And the self-watering system, I'm taking it out because it fell back. So as you see, the wood sorrels that grow in there already forming a lot of seed pods. The thing about wood sorrel is that the seed pods, when you touch it, it pops, and it shoots seeds everywhere. It's pretty fun, and also it's beneficial. Also, I think if I remember correctly, someone said it's edible for salad. So it's all around good stuff to plant on the pot, and also holds the top portion of the potting mix. And also, it's just like a clover leaf. It adds the decoration to the pots. Now coming back over here for neem trees, this year I've been keeping it in the ball shape, spherical shape. I don't know if you can see it. So it's doing really well, a lot of new growth, and neem trees just love the Texas weather. So used to prune it once a week, now I prune it like twice a week. So over here, orange jasmine. As you can see, it's blooming again. It's bloomed already about 7-8 times, so it's pretty nice. And the funny thing is, after it blooms, we do see bees and butterflies coming in, but we don't see any fruit, seeds formed. Somehow the seeds just dropped off, which save me some work from cutting and stuff, pruning. All right, now just a very, very small on my little garden, herb garden over here. We have mint, lavender, basil. Basil got really big, so I pruned it down and to the way to the branch, and it started growing out again. And I collect over, I would say, about 10,000 seeds from the last 2 bloom. There are tons of them. I'll put a picture right there for you to see. And then for this one, I did not plant. It just grew out of my garden, and it's called, I think, the Tree of Heaven or something like that. So I decided to make it into a shape. Top portion bald, and bottom portion kind of like web-like. Over here, lemon balms. Try to keep the lemon balm contained by pruning around it. And then we have a sage, and then over here I think it's a chamomile or something like that. And then these 2 over there are the cuttings of mint I got from Kansas. Last time I brought down 7, only 2 survived. 3 of them I actually accidentally mowed over, not in here, on the side of the house, and then 1 just didn't survive, and then the other one, I don't know where it went. So now coming over here, we have a sweet olive 4 season. I don't know if you remember quite a few videos back when I did this video. You see a lot of burnt leaves, and because the sun's way too hot for sweet olive. Right now, if you look at this, it's really healthy, and if you look close enough, I think the other one bloomed already. This one hasn't bloomed yet, but this is 4-season sweet olive, means they will bloom throughout the year. So I think once the weather get little chill, down to about 70 degrees around there, they probably bloom more. Right now, they just kind of just grow, put out a lot of new growth. So it's very healthy. All right, let's come over here. I don't know if you remember, I have a figs long time ago. I planted in the back. Let me show you a picture right there. That's the one I planted, and then the winter came and just kind of knocked it off and killed it. Well, not really killed it. I thought it was dead. So I did some research on the web and told me that whatever figs, die down to the ground, don't worry about it. It will regrow. So I kind of took that as little grain of salt. So I just leave this place as it is, just level it out the ground, and to my surprise, it started growing. So you see that little thing coming out? Yeah, little shoots coming out. So this one is not dead. The roots and everything I checked is still healthy, very white. Okay, that's just something interesting on the side. Now we're coming over here. This is night blooming jasmine. Now remember I told you all these new growth was from previously, right the moment I planted, so I still have energy to grow that, but due to the weather is so hot in Texas, these guys die down and then conserve the energy, and the plant adapt what they call thermal priming, I think something like that. So they adapt, they change the growth pattern to maximize or maybe minimize the heat damage to maximize the growth. So you can see it's very bushy in the middle. So they grow shorter but thicker, and at the same time the segment between the, like for example, each new growth of leaf is a lot closer. So this one, I'm gonna do the pruning also to just cut off some of the branch that's sticking out. They eventually gonna die, like this one, for example. If I don't cut it off, some of the branch will turn brown like this and go straight in, and they're gonna die. So what I'm gonna do is just cut around it, make a little circle, and then just kind of like turn this into a bush. The bushier this is, the better it will survive during the winter. And I really hope this night blooming jasmine does survive in Texas winter. If it does, just want to let you know, guys, night blooming jasmine is plantable outside. Okay, this is an experiment. Now we have another sweet olive over here, doing really well as well. As you can see, the new leaves all green. There's no burnt marks. I mean, just small ones. It's not from previously. And if you look closer, you can see the flower right here, right? So it's starting to bloom flowers. Like I said, it's 4-season sweet olive. Hopefully, give it about 2-3 years. It grows this high, about 6 foot. Give it a take, then it will grow much better, and at the same time, it's not going to be afraid of heat as much. Which I'm surprised it survived this well in Texas heat. Now let's go to the front and check out my other plants. For anyone interested in overall look of my garden in the back, kind of a little show off here, brag about a little bit. I use real mower, and the grass is kind of like golf course grass. It's really smooth and really thick, and as you can see, once these trees start growing bigger, the one that plants on the ground, the back will be really nice. I mean, it is nice already. But. All right, guys, so in the front right now, so remember 2 mock oranges I planted. This one is growing to what I like. That one over there, it's a little bit small. Let me come closer to you and show you. It's small. Reason being is when I did a real mower, I accidentally mowed over half of it. It's an accident. It's not on purpose. And then a couple weeks down the road, my wife, when she mowed, she kind of ran into that one also. So I don't know if that one serves like a warning every time we ran into this one, and then on this one we kind of back off. So this one's been growing really well. As you can see, a lot of new shoots coming out, and I extremely like this stalk, this leader stalk coming up. Reason being is that remember my goal of planting mock oranges here is to usually use a hedge down the road, future, who knows, 2-3 years. These guys grow pretty fast too. So they grow tall and they start spreading out. Create a mini hedge, and their bloom, the flower smells really great. I haven't smelled one yet, but we'll see. They're doing really well, okay? Enough, let's jump over to Cymbidium Ruby Chan. Remember a couple videos back, it got damaged by sun a lot because I put it over here, and the sun, Texas sun around August, and it's really extremely hot, July and August. It just bleached the heck out of the leaves. Like this leaf still show a little bit of from previous damage. So I cut off all the damaged leaf and put it in the shade on this location. It's been recovering really well, and of course apply very, very, very thin nitrogen and a balanced fertilizer for this. Okay, and then go coming over here for the Cymbidium ensiifolium Tianxiang. Now, just want to let you know, get closer. We did. Also, this one also got burnt, damaged because it was putting next to the Ruby Chen on the same spot. However, when I move over here, it's been 3 weeks roughly, and you can see right here, there's a small flower bloom in there. And not too much. Remember a couple, well, last summer actually, last summer, we have a big bloom on this, like 3 or 4 stalks coming out, flower stalks. This one, only one. I think the reason being is that the heat damage really caused the plant to stress out and only put out one, and the other ones probably they save the energy to recover. So I did cut off a lot of leaves on this one as well. As you can see, some of the burn marks still existing. Anyway, so this one's not doing not too bad. Now for this one, I bought. It's doing well, but at the same time, towards the last few weeks, I think I'm not home because I'm pretty busy nowadays, and so my wife, I think, overwatered it. So you can see the overwater damage on the tip. Now these guys, Cymbidium Tianxiang and Cymbidium Ruby Chen, you can overwater a few times. It's not a big problem because they already root bounded to the pots. So any extra water, it'll go straight out to the bottom, which is fine. It's hard to overwater, let's put it that way. Now this guy is still young and still growing, and I give it a big container, so I just want it to stay in this container forever. So when you overwater it, the water tends to stay in, so it's bad for the roots. Something to keep in mind. Okay, now to jump to the next one. Now this is a sweet olive gold. I don't know if you remember this. This one is one of the 2 earliest ones that I planted in Texas. It actually passed the Texas winter test. This year it has not been growing too healthy. Got a lot of burns because of the heat. But now if you look at the leaf, it's doing really well. It's light green, and although the bottom little burns, but it's okay. It's doing healthy. It's putting out new shoots. That means there's a healthy root development down there. That means it has settled in. Just to make sure if it's too hot, I water it. If it's not too hot, then keep it down. So this is sweet olive gold. It's not 4 seasons. Sweet olive gold blooms around, and China is around October or September, around there. August and September. Over here, usually, in Texas weather, probably I would say October or November. But from the look of this year, probably if it's gonna bloom, probably not gonna bloom too much, just a little bit. Now coming over here, this is the banana shrub. So this one initially didn't do well. It got a lot of leaves, got burned. It was way too hot. Now the temperature comes down a little bit, and it's growing like crazy. It's putting out tons of new leaves. As you can see, it's very healthy, very green. All right, and there's a nut of these guys as I planted. They didn't make it. It's something else. Now this guy is sweet olive 4 season also. In the front, it's doing great. Although it has a little bit of a problem with the leaves being scorched. I did not prune this one, so the older leaves still remain there. For this one, I use it for the front house tree. So I just leave it as it is. Let's survive and do whatever it needs to do. Okay. Now, coming over here, this is the last one. This is the Sarcocoa orientalia. It wasn't doing too well because of the heat. Sarcocoa is a shade plant, but since I thought this area is shaded, but apparently not. But so far it's doing okay, and you can see the flower buds are forming on a lot of these branches. So overall, I think it's surviving. And the plants, one thing about some plants is that although they require shade, they can adapt. So as long as they're not dying, they'll adapt, and over a long time, they, what we call thermal priming, they'll turn on their heat sensitive growth when the earth times comes, and kind of calm it down when the weather gets cooler. Anyway, that's about it for today. Like I say, due to my busy schedule, I won't be able to do individual updates. Today I'm at home, so might as well just go ahead and do the whole update. All right, thank you for watching, guys. Take care.